And because we're a venture studio, we're at the earliest stage, like literally idea stage, or even pre-idea. Like here's just a problem that we want to solve. How are we going to do it? We have to look beyond cycles. And so it's always been frustrating, when we raise for our portfolio companies, and we have a long-term vision and understand where a particular venture is going, but people are looking at what's the 6-month flip? What's the short-term cycle? Is it going to get attraction and narrative and liquidity? But now with, I think, the market kind of bottoming out in terms of liquidity, people have seen previous cycles and they kind of understand what may or may not last. Now I think that both the capital, the people using the technology, they're lining up and they're saying, okay, is it real utility? Is it actually driving revenue? Is there a sustainable model around this, a fundamental model that will make this a success beyond just capital inflows for speculation? And so that's really, personally gratifying, but I also think it will mean we'll see a lot of new and different propositions coming to the market. And what those are, we don't necessarily know, but.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a sort of a shift at this moment in time where there's been a big PvP game going on of everyone fighting after the same projects coming through, some questionable value coming through some of the projects as well, if we're really honest. There's been a very long tail of projects that have got grants and disappeared away across the whole of Web3. Now what we're really seeing is there's a fight for quality. Sure, there's a fight for quality right now. We've really noticed from our own long-term roadmap, we've always been trying to do frontier tech, to be building what needs to be done for 10 years' time. And that's obviously comes with risk. We've seen what's happening in the AI world right now, some huge companies building quite magnificent models that actually can be quite dangerous for our future in terms of you being used as a product to be monetized. So we've really had to accelerate our roadmap to be able to focus on bringing up a rival for that right now within NEAR. We do see AI agents being a major driver of the future. If we want to have systems, applications that work for you as an individual, then there's only a few players that can do that. So that's why we're investing a lot of money there. We believe the sweet spot is between Web3, blockchain specifically, and AI. And that's where we're putting a lot of resources into, making sure you as a user don't care what chain you're interacting with. You actually don't care if it's fiat you're interacting with, but agents are there to work on your behalf. And there is an unlimited number of use cases coming through from telcos, from shopping experiences that we can really lean into. That's where we see the future going.
Yeah, so we are primarily looking at the Web 2.5 sort of a place, so which primarily brings you a lot of new user base into the Web3 ecosystem. So plus also looking at revenue generating products into Web3, so which are primarily not sort of going around narratives which might stay for 2 months, 5 months or 6 months, but the industry can thrive if there could be more products coming out with sort of revenue angle, so revenue angle to it. So how does the value accrual happens on their token, and what sort of revenue they can build on, on their product. So that's another key thing for Web3 to maybe go a long way from here. So we are looking at revenue plays. We are looking at Web 2.5 plays where we could able to bring in more users into the Web3 ecosystem. So these are the main things I think going forward will thrive as well. Other than focusing on narratives or so even the narratives are coming and going very fast in Web3. It's not even staying for more than 2-3 months nowadays, So I think VCs also learn now not to go behind narratives and keep investing in projects for a short cycle. It has to be a longer cycle to get a better returns, or even VCs looking at doing more safe rounds, maybe a safe plus token warrants kind of a rounds, So which would also give an essentially a, the revenue, kind of like revenue, but potential for the VCs to like get in, or maybe in the later stages they can actually like kind of liquidate the equity side of things as well. So that is also one new thing which we are actually seeing it for the last, or maybe primarily this year, Yeah.
Awesome. So I'll try to answer this question more from an ecosystem perspective rather than capital deployment, because I believe from an investment lens, capital deployment is not the moat anymore. Real value is of the projects, and that's what we're trying to do here at Sui Hub as well. Helping new projects come into play. You utilize Move language because it's pretty new compared to Solidity, which has years of probably history and a lot of information on the net where people can utilize. We're trying to make it more scalable, more interoperable, secure, scalable with high throughput speed, which projects can usually utilize, and we want to help these projects scale from a very nascent stage, like we very well answered, taking them from like a pre-idea stage and see how they can get deployed on our chain and utilize all this sort of technology that we have built around the space, and also help projects go cross-chain, because we believe that's going to be the future for Web3 in terms of more users coming in, utilizing the space, bringing more value to drive into Web3. So yeah, from that perspective, I believe we have initially launched our own accelerator program as well recently, which did pretty well. We have plans to also build deeply more into the space with focus on educational side of content, where we are launching workshops for Move. We have engineers directly from Miston Labs team here in Dubai to help support this sort of actionable plan that we have. And talking about new narratives that are coming in, we just want to see how we can help each and every project in its own personal way that they have to solve. Apart from getting more users on chain, apart from getting us a high TVL, of course, those are metrics that we do have to check off our list. But eventually, we are looking at a more broad sort of a broad plan for Web3, and that's how we try to approach it from a Sui Hub perspective.